Hello everybody, welcome to a brand new VOD review. Let's go straight into it because you should already know the rules. You go on my Discord, link to that will be in the description. If you want to submit a VOD, you go to the VOD review template channel and that'll tell you exactly what you need to do. And two things, a lot of you want these videos to be longer and I will do that going forward. However, I couldn't put 2 VODs in this video because a patch came out on Tuesday which erases every VOD. I really wanted to do a DPS one this week and I saw a good submission, but the replay code expired because of the patch. DPS players, I'm probably going to do a DPS one next week. This is your chance to submit one. And last thing, last week, a lot of you might have saw that I made a community post saying I was going to stream on Twitch and do a community day and these wager matches. However, the day I was going to do it on Sunday, my streaming equipment broke, so I had to order a new one off Amazon and I was going to do it this weekend. However, yesterday I ended up slamming my desk and punching my desk and spraining my hand, so I can't even hold the controller right now. So I deeply apologize for being a fucking idiot because I was going to do the community day this Sunday, but third time's the charm. So next weekend hopefully is when I'll do the community day on Twitch. Anyways, that's enough yapping for the intro. Let's get into the first VOD. So this submission is from my boy Encumbered. He plays Bap, Brig, and Kiri, and he's Masters 4, which is the highest rank I've reviewed yet. So I'll be a little more nitpicky. Whose fault do you think it was? He said absolutely our Zens. This dude didn't swap the whole game and did not have a single good trank. Our team snowballed after second round. I think he meant our team got snowballed after the second round. All right, Cucumber, let's see what you got. So first thing obviously we do is look at comps, and immediately I see Ball and their team doesn't have that much damage. Having a Ball doesn't immediately mean go Brig, because if they have high damage like Zen, Hanzo, Junkrat, then it's kind of like a gray area where you can only make Brig work if you're me and you're fucking god. For this comp they have Ball low damage. Brig is 100% the pick here. Brig can shut down Ball by herself. You do say you go Brig and I want to know how long it takes for you to swap. Okay, I don't want to glaze you too much because you could have died right here if they didn't have a Dollar Tree employee on Ash, because you were jumping right in her line of sight. However, you do the window, you put your window down so you could heal your Ryan and keep him up, which is a play I do not expect from a Masters player. I don't think I even expect that from a high Masters support player, I'll be honest. So you're showing very high potential. Unfortunately, you have a Ryan who then proceeds to charge in like a fucking idiot and sell the entire fight. You did God's work to keep this dumbass up and he repays you by just immediately feeding and charging in. But hey, this is a Ryan main. They don't care if they win or lose. They only care about having fun. And I say fun in quotation marks because fun to them is selling every match and charging in and feeding off cooldown. Hey guys, look at me, I'm playing Ryan, I don't play meta, I'm so cool. Now I gotta say that first round was amazing, and don't take any offense to this, but to me it really looks like I'm watching a slightly worse version of myself, which is, you know, that's a pretty good compliment for a Masters 4 player. But your decision making, your aim, hands down GM level. So I'm kind of curious on how this all falls apart. So this is when the cracks start to show of why you should, you know, be on Brig and not Bap. So when you're on Bap and your Zen is getting dope, you can only heal him, right? You either heal him or you shoot at the enemy and let him die. With a Brig, you can do both simultaneously. You can pack him, you can swat at the enemy that will then proc your Inspire and then heal your Zen. Listen, I know it's frustrating. I know it's frustrating that maybe you want to play Bap and you don't want to play Babysitter, but the fact of the matter is he's going to stay on Zen. Most likely have to go Brig to protect him and sit by him. Okay, your Zen gets absolutely fucked right there. Even if you were on Brig, you couldn't save him. But then you get dove and you just crumble because you're on Bap. You still don't swap off Bap, and I'm really curious if this is because you want to play Bap and you think Bap is the play, or because you have your window. Either way, both are fucking idiotic. A lot of people need to start realizing that counter picking is way more important than your fucking ult. Nah, your Zen is actually fucking, like, I would be pissed off if I was your team and I had this backline. If I had both you shitters on support, bro, I would be so mad. I'd probably be throwing the game right now. Your Zen tranked in spawn like that. You have zero use to your team as Zen. Your Zen has been getting diddied all game. He's going Zen into Ball Genji. The only really use he had for your team, his only purpose in life was that trank to win you guys one fight. And what does he do? He wasted to save his shitty KD. Let me teach you guys a lesson. Let me give you guys another segment of Raider 101 and let me teach you some vocabulary. So the word of the day is Zimbrain. Now what does Zimbrain mean? If you don't know what a Zim is basically plugging in a mouse and keyboard on console, and then you have the luxury of being able to aim with your arm while also getting aim assist. So you can see how it's completely unfair and only pussies do it. However, most Zim players rely on their mechanical skill to carry them because it's so easy to be mechanically accurate with a Zim. So the term Zim brain is basically people who think their mechanical skill can carry, but their positioning is fucking dog shit, their IQ is dog shit, their game sense is fucking horrible. And that is kind of what I'm seeing right now. I'm not saying you're Zimming, by no means do I think you're Zimming, but you have that ideology, right? I'm pretty sure you're a DPS player, aren't you? I'm pretty sure you think I'm gonna play Bap and I'm gonna kill everything and everything's gonna be fine. That's not how every game works, as you can see. There's a reason why this game is under the genre of MOBA and not first-person shooter, right? Isn't it a MOBA? I don't know. But basically what I'm trying to get at is this game does not only require mechanical skill. That's only a small part of it. I mean, look at my mechanical skill. It's not that great. However, my IQ, my positioning, and my game sense make up for that. Like, I can tell right now you have amazing aim. Like, your aim is phenomenal, but that is not gonna always win you these games. All right, finally, you swap Brig. It only took you to sell the entire second round to realize you need to get the fuck off Bap. Okay, now I see why you don't play Brig, because you're fucking terrible at her. This just solidifies my my accusation of you having a Zim brain, because Zimmers don't play Brig because she requires too much game sense. We put you on a hero that you can't show your mechanical skill, and you got to showcase your IQ, because Brig is probably the most IQ demanding support hero. Put you on a character like that, and you look like a lost fucking dog. You see a Genji blading, and you don't immediately bash away. You wait for him to dive you. I'm sure you don't even recognize that Ball's mines actually proc your Inspire, so you should be swinging at the mines. The fact that you're not doing that right now just shows so much. It shows you don't even play Brig. First of all, why would you? I mean, you have great mechanical skill. Why would you need to learn a brain dead hero like Brig, right? Just damage. That's what wins you games. Bro, your Zen just got fucking yeeted. And he had Trank. I mean, just look at you, bro. Look at you. You're an absolute fucking clown. And I said I'm gonna go harder the higher rank you are, and this is just fucking pathetic, bro. Absolutely pathetic. Sorry, but I'm just being reminded of all the games where I get a fucking Bap Iati who refuse to go Brig because they think damaging is the way to win every game, which it helps a lot, but you need to also know how to fucking play Brig. Players like you constantly log Bap Iati. They average like 15 deaths per 10, and they think it's okay as long as they have high damage and high kills. And then you put them on a hero like Brig that's an IQ demanding hero, and they look like a lost fucking puppy, exactly like you are. You use your bash aggressively, which is probably one of the worst things you could do on Brig. Again, you should think of bash as a get out of jail free card. Think of it as a Moira fade. You go damn near about 10 meters with it, but you bash into the enemy, and not only do you bash into a tank, you bash into an orbited diva, showing very, very little IQ here. And then third round, you go Kiri. I already know that this isn't going to do anything. Brig is the play here. I mean, they have 4 characters that are weak to Brig. They have Diva that you can farm Inspire off of all round. They have Mercy Juno, which doesn't emit that much damage. You have Mei, which is, you know, kind of eh. Obviously, Mei wants to be in your face, and you can easily swat her as Brig. And then you have Venture. Venture is a pretty hard counter to Brig. So they only have 1 counter to you compared to 4 heroes you counter, and you decide to swap Kiri. I don't even need to watch this third round to know that Kiri is going to do jack shit. So I'm just going to summarize over the last round, because I guarantee you're gonna do air. So yes, I am gonna blame you. This is your fucking fault, but not only is it your fault, you share the blame with your other support. If I was your tank or if I was your DPS, I would be fucking livid. I probably would have given up after the second round, having Beavis and fucking Butthead on support. You have one support who doesn't want to swap off Zen against Dive and waste his Trank. He doesn't even get his last Trank on. He dies with Trank at the end. He Tranks in spawn to save his fucking KD, which is his only use. And then you have you, the egotistical support player slash DPS player, probably off-rolling, thinking they need a DPS to win games, thinking their mechanical skill is going to carry them through the ranks. Like, I'm about to go on the little rant, because it's truly, like, you support players truly piss me off. This takes me back to all the games where I had support players going Juno, going Mercy, going Bap, going Yachty, and asking for peel because they're dying too fucking much and getting dove on. Like, it is not my fucking job as tank to babysit you. Maybe under certain circumstances, but most of the time you're on support. You're playing support in Overwatch 2, a highly unkillable fucking role if you know what you're doing. You should not need me to babysit you, because it's just common sense. If I'm on tank babysitting you and I have to sit by you and hold your fucking hand, I can't make space. And what does that do? What do DPS need to have to flourish? That's right, they need fucking space to do what they need to do. If I'm not creating space as tank because I have to babysit you, my DPS won't be able to do anything. If the enemy team has a ball, so many support players go, oh, can we have a Sombra? Oh, can we have a Hog? Like, that isn't gonna fucking do anything. What shuts down dive heroes and dive tanks like Doom and Ball is a strong backline. A backline that isn't made out of fucking string cheese that folds so easily. Let me explain why going Hog into Ball or going Sombra into Ball doesn't fucking work. It's pretty self-explanatory. You go Hog, you hook the Ball. He has like, what, 700 health plus the shields he's gonna get. You're not one-tapping him. On top of that, take into account that they might have 2 hit scan that are pocketed and they need to get dove and contested. You can't really do that on fucking Hog. So what you're doing is you're just hooking the Ball over and over and over. He's not dying. The only way he's gonna die is if you have a 5-man firing squad coordinated, and asking for any coordination in public, ranked, and ladder is like asking Blizzard to buff Genji. It's fucking futile. So you're gonna be doing nothing on Hog because that isn't gonna happen. You're not gonna have a 5-man firing squad. You're just gonna be standing there hooking the ball, letting the ball get value because you're gonna be eyeing him down doing nothing. Same thing with Doom, same thing with Diva, any dive tank. And then you have people begging for Sombra. Like, what is Sombra gonna do? Tell me, what exactly is Sombra gonna do? You hack them, and then what? Nothing happens. They're not gonna die. The only thing that counters dive, and listen closely when I fucking tell you guys this. You guys better fucking listen to me because I'm tired of having this shit in my game. The only thing that counters dive tanks and good dive heroes is a strong backline, and that doesn't necessarily mean go Brig. That just means go any support that you can stay alive on. That's the best way to counter dive, is to not die to the fucking dive, and all it takes is basic positioning. And most of the times, at least if you're playing in the high lobbies, there is no way to survive on any other hero besides Brig. However, so many fucking players don't play Brig, and I don't get it. I don't get why. Brig is so insanely powerful. She can heavy lift games if you have an IQ above even 60. Anyways, I don't want to rant too much because I'm probably going to save that for another video, but hopefully you guys learned something. Is that please don't blame your tank, blame your DPS because you can't survive on support. You're playing support in Overwatch 2. These heroes have so much self-sustain. You just got to know how to position and which hero is the best for each scenario. And most importantly, know how to play Brig so you don't end up like this cucumber guy. So it goes without saying, I'm not approving this. And that does it for today's video. Again, I only did one VOD review because there was a patch on Tuesday which erased all the fucking VODs. However, next VOD I do plan to do a DPS one. So if you're a DPS player, join the Discord, submit a VOD, and you have a good chance of making it into the next video. I love you guys. Have a good weekend and peace.